Do you know there is an amazing city hidden deep under the water? A place full of mystery, beauty, and stories lost in time. Today we are going to dive and explore this incredible underwater world together. The sunken secret, beneath the shimmering turquoise waters of Vatica Bay, off the coast of southern Laconia in Greece, lies a secret. It's a secret that has been kept for 5,000 years. This is no ordinary ruin. It's not just a collection of scattered stones or a shipwreck's lonely cargo. This is a complete city, a lost world sleeping under the waves. Imagine streets you could once walk down, courtyards where children might have played, and grand buildings that once stood proud against the Mediterranean sun. All of it is now silent, submerged, a ghost city held in the gentle embrace of the sea. It is a place where history has literally been stopped in its tracks, preserved in a way that land-based sites can only dream of. This is Pavlopetri. The story of Pavlopetri's rediscovery begins not with a grand expedition, but with a single observant man. In 1967, an oceanographer named Nicholas Fleming from the University of Southampton was in the area. While exploring the waters of Vatica Bay, he noticed something extraordinary. Below the surface, he saw a pattern of lines and shapes that looked far too regular to be natural formations. A year later, in 1968, Fleming returned, this time with a team of archaeologists from the University of Cambridge. Their mission was to confirm his suspicions. Armed with basic snorkeling gear and a simple grid system made of tape measures, they began the painstaking work of mapping what lay on the seabed. For 6 weeks they meticulously swam over the site, drawing and charting the submerged remains. What they uncovered was staggering. They mapped out at least 15 separate buildings, courtyards, and a network of streets. They even found a series of stone-lined graves known as cyst graves, suggesting a dedicated cemetery. For decades after this initial survey, Pavlopetri lay dormant once more. It took the dawn of a new millennium and a revolution in digital technology to truly unlock the city's story. In 2009, a new collaborative project began, led by Dr. John Henderson from the University of Nottingham. This time, they brought the future to the past. A custom-built robot, resembling a small yellow torpedo, was programmed to survey the entire site with incredible precision. It used sector-scanning sonar to create a photorealistic, three-dimensional digital map of the seabed. This technology allowed the team to see through the centuries of silt and marine growth. It extended the known area of the city from 3 hectares to over 9, revealing thousands of new artifacts and structures. When Pavlopetri was first mapped, its age was a matter of intense speculation. Was it Roman, classical Greek? The pottery fragments found scattered across the site held the key. Analysis of these sherds revealed a startling truth. This city was far, far older than anyone had initially guessed. The earliest material dated back to the final Neolithic period, around 2800 BC. This means that people were living here before the Great Pyramids of Giza were even completed. The city truly flourished, however, during the Bronze Age from around 2000 to 1100 BC. This places it squarely in the era of the Minoans of Crete and the Mycenaeans of mainland Greece, the legendary heroes of Homer's epics, like Achilles and Agamemnon. Pavlopetri is not just old, it is unique. While there are other submerged prehistoric sites in the world, they are mostly small settlements or collections of huts. Pavlopetri is different. It is a fully planned, purpose-built city. The digital surveys revealed a sophisticated urban design with a clear street grid, 2-story houses with internal courtyards, workshops, and large public or administrative buildings. This level of complex urban planning was thought to have emerged much later in Greek history. Pavlopetri pushes back the timeline for structured town building in Europe. The inhabitants of Pavlopetri were part of the vibrant, interconnected world of the Bronze Age Aegean. This was a time of great palaces, powerful kings, and extensive trade networks that crisscrossed the Mediterranean. Pavlopetri's strategic location at the crossroads of maritime routes between the Greek mainland, Crete, and the Cycladic Islands would have made it a bustling hub of commerce. The discovery of its true age solidifies Pavlopetri's status as the oldest known planned underwater city in the world. It predates the famous stories of Atlantis written by Plato over 1,000 years later, but unlike Atlantis, which may be a philosophical allegory, Pavlopetri is undeniably real. It provides a tangible link to a lost chapter of human history. For nearly 2 millennia, the city of Pavlopetri thrived. Its people built their homes, raised their families, and conducted their trade, all with the sea as their constant companion and source of prosperity. But the very ground beneath their feet, held a deep and volatile secret. The southern coast of Greece is a seismically active region, located near the collision point of the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. The same geological forces that created the dramatic mountains and beautiful coastlines of the Peloponnese would ultimately seal the city's fate. The end for Pavlopetri did not come from war or famine, but from a series of powerful and devastating natural disasters. Around 1000 BC, a catastrophic event, or more likely a series of events, struck the city. Archaeologists believe a massive earthquake, or perhaps several in quick succession, shattered the coastline. The ground would have shaken violently, collapsing buildings and tearing fissures in the earth. This initial destruction was likely followed by a phenomenon known as liquefaction, where the solid ground temporarily behaves like a liquid, causing foundations to sink. But the final blow came from the sea itself. The earthquake triggered a significant change in the local sea level, or a subsidence of the land, causing the waters of the Mediterranean to surge inwards and claim the city. The submersion of Pavlopetri was not a single instantaneous flood like in a Hollywood movie. It was likely a more gradual process, but one that was irreversible. As the land sank, the sea advanced, street by street, house by house. The inhabitants would have been forced to flee, abandoning their homes and possessions to the encroaching waters. We can only imagine the terror and confusion of those final days, as the place they called home for generations slowly disappeared beneath the waves. They left behind a perfectly preserved snapshot of their world, a city frozen at the very moment of its demise. Paradoxically, the very element that destroyed Pavlopetri also became its savior. By submerging the city, the sea protected it from the destructive forces that have erased so many land-based ancient sites. The gentle layers of sand and silt that settled over the ruins acted as a protective blanket. Thanks to the remarkable digital mapping and careful underwater archaeology, we can now walk through the streets of Pavlopetri with stunning clarity. The city's layout is astonishingly modern in its conception. It covers an area of over 90,000 square meters and includes a complex network of at least 37 streets. These streets connect residential neighborhoods with what appear to be larger, more important public buildings. The houses themselves were often substantial two-story structures built around a central courtyard. This wasn't a haphazard collection of dwellings, it was a carefully planned community designed for living, working, and socializing. It's a blueprint for urban life from 5,000 years ago. The archaeological finds paint a vivid picture of the people who lived and died here. Just outside the main residential area, the team identified a large cemetery containing dozens of cist graves and pithos burials. Within the city itself, the artifacts recovered tell a story of daily life. Huge numbers of pottery fragments have been found, from everyday cooking pots and storage jars to finely decorated drinking cups. One of the most exciting discoveries was evidence of a thriving textile industry. Archaeologists found a huge number of loom weights scattered across the site. These small, pyramid-shaped clay objects were used to hold the threads taut on a vertical loom. Finding so many suggests that weaving was not just a household chore, but a significant local industry, perhaps producing cloth for export. This, combined with the city's strategic coastal location, points to Pavlopetri being a significant commercial center. The discovery of pottery from Crete, the Cyclades, and mainland Greece confirms that this was a well-connected port, a bustling hub in the great maritime trade network of the Bronze Age Aegean. The three-dimensional digital model of the city allows us to see all these elements together for the first time. We can see the large, central building that may have been a communal hall or the residence of a local leader. We can trace the path a merchant might have walked from the harbor to a workshop. We can see the cluster of houses where families lived, and the nearby cemetery where they laid their loved ones to rest. Pavlopetri is more than just a collection of finds, it's a holistic view of a Bronze Age society. Although the sea has protected Pavlopetri for 3 millennia, its future is far from secure. The very things that make the bay a beautiful spot for modern visitors, boating, tourism, and development, pose a grave threat to this fragile underwater heritage. The site lies in shallow, easily accessible waters, making it vulnerable to damage. Small boats anchoring indiscriminately can drag their anchors across the delicate stone walls, dislodging them and scarring the seabed. The propellers of larger vessels can stir up sediment, eroding the site and damaging structures that have been stable for thousands of years. This modern human activity, though often unintentional, is causing more damage in a few decades than the sea has in centuries. Pollution is another significant and growing danger. Waste from ships, runoff from coastal agriculture, and chemical pollution from nearby industries can all have a devastating impact on the delicate marine ecosystem. Furthermore, the looting of underwater antiquities is a constant concern for archaeological sites worldwide. The allure of discovering and owning a piece of a 5,000-year-old city could tempt treasure hunters who would destroy invaluable historical context. Recognizing these imminent threats, the Greek government and international bodies have taken crucial steps to protect Pavlopetri. The site is now under the protection of the Greek Ephorate of Underwater Antiquities. In 2011, the bay was demarcated with buoys to create a protected zone, restricting anchoring and fishing directly over the ruins. The World Monuments Fund has also placed Pavlopetri on its watch list, highlighting its global significance. In a landmark move, Pavlopetri was designated as the first-ever underwater cultural heritage site to be included in the UNESCO Monuments in the Sea network. This recognition brings international attention and resources to the challenge of preserving this unique city. Efforts are now focused on sustainable management, balancing the needs of the local community and tourism with the paramount importance of protecting the site. The goal is to create a model for the preservation of underwater heritage worldwide, using technology not just for discovery, but for monitoring and safeguarding our submerged past. Pavlopetri's story is now a race against time. The incredible story of Pavlopetri has captured the imagination of the public and media around the world. Its rediscovery and exploration have been the subject of major television documentaries, bringing its submerged streets into the living rooms of millions. In 2011, the BBC, in collaboration with the research team, produced a landmark program called City Beneath the Waves, Pavlopetri. Using the stunning three-dimensional digital reconstructions, the documentary allowed viewers to virtually dive into the water and explore the city as if they were there, witnessing its former glory and its dramatic end. This exposure transformed Pavlopetri from an obscure archaeological site into a global icon of underwater heritage. The city's narrative, a real-life story of a sophisticated society lost beneath the waves, has an almost mythic quality that resonates deeply in our culture. It inevitably draws comparisons to the legend of Atlantis, but with a crucial difference: Pavlopetri is real. It provides a tangible foundation for the collective memory of sunken cities that permeates human storytelling. The tale of Pavlopetri has become a powerful educational tool, inspiring a new generation of aspiring archaeologists, historians, and scientists, and reminding us that there are still incredible discoveries waiting to be made, even in our well-explored world. Looking out over the calm waters of Vatica Bay today, it is humbling to think of the world that lies just beneath the surface. Pavlopetri teaches us profound lessons about both the ingenuity of humanity and the immense, uncontrollable power of nature. It shows us that our ancestors, 5,000 years ago, were capable of creating complex, organized, and prosperous societies. They were visionaries, planners, and pioneers. They built a city that lasted for 2,000 years, a testament to their resilience and creativity. Their achievements, written in stone on the seabed, challenge our perceptions of the ancient world and deepen our respect for those who came before us. Ultimately, Pavlopetri is a powerful symbol of continuity and loss. It is a memento mori, a reminder that even the greatest human creations are fragile and can be reclaimed by the natural world in an instant. Yet it is also a story of survival. The city was lost, but its essence, its blueprint, has endured. It serves as a bridge across time, connecting our modern technology-driven world with the very dawn of civilization. As we continue to study and protect this incredible site, we are not just uncovering the story of one Bronze Age city, we are uncovering a deeper story about ourselves, about our shared human journey of ambition, innovation, and our enduring relationship with the powerful and unpredictable planet we call